Hey there, it's Ed. Today we're going to fix a Frigidaire refrigerator that's not dispensing ice. There are a few parts that may be causing this problem, like the auger motor, ice dispenser switch, faulty dispenser board, wiring, or something wrong with bucket assembly. Let's dig into this fridge together to find the culprit. Before we get started, take a second to like this video and subscribe to our channel to get more help with your other appliance repair projects. With over 2 million products in stock and the know-how to help you do it yourself, we are AppliancePartsPros.com. Let's get our tools together. Today we're going to need a 1/4-inch nut driver, a multimeter, needle nose pliers, tape, a flat blade screwdriver, and a Phillips head screwdriver. And please remember that safety comes first. Always disconnect your refrigerator by unplugging it or switching the breaker off, as well as turning off its water supply before doing any work on it. The first place we're going to start is at the auger motor. The auger motor is what drives the auger in the ice bin to push out the ice from the bucket to the door. If the auger motor isn't turning, then the ice can't be dispensed. Let's access the auger motor by opening the freezer door and sliding the ice bin out. At the bottom of the auger housing, you're going to see 2 1/4-inch screws that you'll need to remove. You'll need to lift the auger housing up and off the rails, then set this the best you can on the uppermost shelf in the freezer compartment. Now you'll need to plug the fridge back in. We'll be checking live voltage during this test, so please remember to be very careful here. Always take extreme care when checking live voltage so you can protect yourself from electrical shock, which has the potential to cause serious injuries. Please don't ever test live voltage if you're uncomfortable using a multimeter. If you're uncomfortable dealing with live voltage, please stop and call someone who can do this testing for you. Now grab your multimeter and set it to volts AC. You'll need to test from the purple wire on the auger motor to the light blue wire on the auger motor. Then tape off the light switch and check for 120 volts AC to the auger motor. When you push the dispenser switch, if you get 120 volts AC, but the auger motor isn't working, then the auger motor needs to be replaced. If there's not 120 volts AC, then you'll need to check the auger motor drive plate. You don't need any tools to check this part since you just need to look at it. You'll want to make sure that the auger drive plate isn't stripped out, since this is the most common reason for it to be damaged. If the auger drive plate looks good, then we can check the dispenser control board. First, we need to remove the dispenser tray from the dispenser assembly. There will be 3 screws under the tray on the front that need to be removed. Once you have the screws removed, you can lift the dispenser cover off. With it off, we can check to see if the dispenser control board is good. We'll need to set our multimeter to volts AC and touch 1 meter lead to the light blue wire and the other meter lead to the purple wire. Then push the dispenser lever. You should get a reading of 120 volts AC on the meter. If there's not 120 volts AC, then the dispenser board is faulty and needs to be replaced. If you do get 120 volts AC, then the dispenser control board is good, and we'll need to test the switchboard and the wire harness next. This is easy to check since we already have access to the harness and switchboard. First, you'll need to disconnect the wire harness going to the dispenser control board and the dispenser switchboard. Set your multimeter to continuity. We have taped the wire down so it's easier to see and test. Then use your multimeter to test from pin number 3 on each end of the wire harness. Then test on pin number 8 on each end. You should get continuity at both these contact points, and the meter should beep. If there's no continuity, then the switchboard is bad and needs to be replaced. If you get continuity, then the switchboard and wire harness are both good. If the auger motor isn't getting power, then we need to test to see if the dispenser switch is good. First, unplug the fridge. Since we already have the cover off, you'll need to remove the 3 screws holding the dispenser housing in place and slide it out. Once it's out, disconnect the wire harness for the freezer door. Then remove the 6 Phillips head screws holding the control board in place. Once it's loose, reach behind the housing and disconnect the water supply line. Then disconnect the brown wire and the gray wire from the dispenser switch. You might need to use a pair of pliers to disconnect them. Now flip the housing over and disconnect the 2 wires connecting the control board. We'll also remove the light socket with a flathead screwdriver to give us easier access. It should just push out. Start by removing the 2 Phillips head screws, holding it in. you'll see two switches. We'll be testing the inside one, so pull it off the screws and set it down. Grab your multimeter and set it for continuity so we can test the switch. Put 1 meter lead on one terminal and the other on the second terminal. You shouldn't be getting any continuity at this point. If you push the dispenser switch button, there should be continuity. As you can see here, on this specific fridge, we don't have continuity, which means the fridge has a faulty dispenser switch. Another part that could cause the ice dispenser to not work would be the ice lever. You'll have to just look over this part, so you don't need any tools. Check the lever to make sure it's not broken in any way. If you find any damage to the lever, then you'll need to replace it. If the lever looks good, let's check the wire harness for the freezer door. We already have access to the wiring in the dispenser, but we also need to access the wiring at the top of the door. You'll need to remove the hinge cover at the top of the door by removing the Phillips head screw securing it, and then you'll see a connector that you'll need to disconnect. Now let's set our multimeter to continuity. We need to test each wire from the connector at the dispenser and the wire connector at the top of the door. Touch 1 meter lead to the orange-white wire at the top of the door, and then the other to the dispenser. Then touch from the red wire to the red-black wires at the same locations. Then from the light blue to light blue, from the tan to tan, from the purple to purple, and from blue-white to blue-white. There should be continuity at each of these connection points. You're also going to want to check for any damage to wiring at the top of the door, since that could be a weak point. If any of the wiring doesn't have continuity, then you'll need to replace the wiring harness in the door. If the wiring checks out good, then we need to inspect the auger in the ice bin. The auger is the corkscrew-looking piece that's inside the ice bin. It helps drive the ice forward so it can be dispensed. Look over the auger really well and make sure it's not damaged in any way. If the auger is damaged, then you'll need to replace it. If the auger looks good, then you'll need to check the drive plate. The drive plate helps hold the drum firm in place so it doesn't move around the auger. Look over the drive plate to make sure it's not bent. You'll also want to make sure that the drive plate hole hasn't widened, which would allow it to shift on the auger. If the drive plate is damaged, you'll need to replace it. If the drive plate is good, our next check is the drive drum. Welcome to the last check. Let's look at the drive drum. The drive drum pulls the ice from the bin into the crusher to drop it into the ice chute. Look over the drive drum to see if any part of it is broken. If it is busted, it won't grab the ice from the bin. If the drum is damaged, you'll need to replace it. If the drum is good, it's possible that there's an internal wiring problem in the fridge cabinet. Since the fridge I was working on today ended up having a bad dispenser switch, I'm going to go ahead and show you how to replace it in case your fridge has the same issue. We already disassembled the dispenser, so you'll need to remove the dispenser switch. To do this, use your Phillips head screwdriver and remove the screws holding it in place. Once it's unscrewed, remove the switch that you determined to be faulty. We need to put the new ice dispenser switch in place and then insert the screw back into the switch to hold it there. Then put the switches back in the housing and install the Phillips head screws to hold it in. Once those are screwed in, insert the light bulb and socket back into the housing. Then rotate the socket housing back in place until it locks in. After that, plug the white and black wires from the control board back into the light socket and the orange, gray, brown, and tan wires back into the switches. Then take the dispenser housing and reinsert the water line into the water dispenser hole. After that, reconnect the freezer door wire harness to the back of the control board. Install the 3 screws to secure the housing, followed by the 6 screws holding the control board. Now we can reconnect the wiring from the switchboard back into the control board and put the dispenser cover back in place. Install the screws that hold the panel in place. Don't forget to slide the drip tray back in. Now that you have the new dispenser switch installed and the dispenser put back together, you're going to need to reassemble the auger area. Put the housing for the auger assembly into place and install the screws to hold it. Once you have the screws in the right spots, you're going to put the ice bin back in. Once you reconnect the harness and screw the hinge cover back on, you're done. Don't forget to plug your fridge back in or flip the circuit breaker back on, as well as turning the water back on. Whether you found out that you've had a bad dispenser switch or some other faulty part, it's time to get a new one. Grab your model number and head over to appliancepartspros.com to order a replacement, which should arrive in just a few days. After you get your new part, we'll walk you through the installation with our video guides. Share your experience with us by leaving a comment below. And if this video helped you, hit the like and subscribe buttons to see more videos like this. Thanks for your support.